The Brute Force 750 is kind of like a light heavyweight prize fighter, lighter with the speed of a middleweight, possessing knockout power nearly on par with a true heavyweight. Over the past few years, the competition has gotten fiercer. 3 other brands now offer twin-cylinder models ranging in displacement from 800 to 950 cc's. Power steering has also changed the way we ride big bore ATVs, a feature not found on a Kawasaki ATV until now. Kawasaki has updated their proven Brute Force 750 with a large number of subtle and not so subtle changes, like the incorporation of power steering. Overall refinement, with more power and improved handling, are all on the ticket for 2012. Test day started off on a party bus with a 20-minute drive to the ride site. Unfortunately, our first off-road excursion of the day was when the bus driver drove the nightclub on wheels into a ditch. After taking a few minutes for a photo op, we headed up to Kawasaki staging area. Upon arrival, we grabbed the hot-looking metallic tungsten gray special edition model and wasted no time hitting the trail. The Brute Force felt very familiar, yet undoubtedly refined. The mountainous terrain we rode on ranged from wide-open access roads to tight, twisty trails with the occasional gnarly rock section. Racing up the mountain roads, the Kawasaki's engine feels flawless. Throttle response is crisp, and the engine felt eager and willing, even at 4,000 feet of altitude. Low-end power is superb, starting off with a powerful surge that builds as fast or as slow as you request. Picking your way through tight sections at low speeds, the transmission always feels solidly engaged. Want more power picking your way up a steep rocky climb? The Brute Force's engine and transmission respond instantly, and in perfect harmony. Big mid-range power greets you when you crack the throttle at speed. A willingness to rev and instant throttle response make the 750 a blast to ride aggressively. If you're cruising along at 25 to 30 miles per hour and you reach a slight raise in the trail or come across a waterhole you don't want to plow through, lean back and stab the gas. The Brute Force will easily and predictably raise the front wheels. Despite giving up around 200 cc's to the largest of the big bores, the lighter, more agile Brute Force feels as though it could hang with the larger machines in terms of acceleration, up to around 40 or 45 miles per hour. For trail riding, most riders will run out of talent long before the Brute Force runs out of power. We tried the transmission's low range on a few occasions just to see how it performed. You can crawl up steep climbs with no concern for momentum as long as there's available traction. The very effective engine braking system allows you to crawl down steep descents in low range without even thinking about the brakes. Low range seemed to allow a decent top speed, keeping you from constantly switching between ranges while plowing or towing. At 693 pounds, we believe the Brute Force has the lightest curb weight of any power steering equipped V-twin. It's a bit lighter than the Can-Am 800 and around 120 pounds lighter than the Polaris XP850 or Arctic Cat 1000 LTD, which is actually a 950. When you ride the other twin-cylinder big bores, you feel as though you're along for the ride. The Brute Force feels lighter and more maneuverable. This is due in part to its lighter curb weight, lower seat height of 35.8 inches, and well-laid-out ergonomics, which aid in control. We found the steering on the old Brute Force 750 to be a bit stiff. Now with the advantage of EPS and the other front-end changes, the 750 steering is much lighter, adding to the ATV's overall lighter feeling. Kawasaki's EPS system eases steering effort and reduces bump feedback, while still providing enough feedback that you don't feel disconnected from the trail. Corners strewed with rocks and roots have little effect on your ability to hold a line, thanks to the EPS. On one rocky trail, we ran the left front wheel smack dab into a boulder, without having the bars ripped from our hands. As we switched between 2- and 4-wheel drive, it was nearly undetectable through the steering. We felt the EPS was well calibrated for most situations. However, like most systems, we wish it offered a bit more assist while sitting still or crawling along. With a compact width of 46.5 inches and wheelbase of 50.6 inches, the Brute Force snakes its way through the trees, steering quickly and precisely. Although its steering is responsive, it's still predictably stable at speed. Thanks to its sway bar, the 750 can either steer or slide its way through most turns. On steep climbs, the Brute Force feels sure-footed and solid. However, we did notice a small amount of front and body roll on off-cambered downhill turns. Counterbalancing for off-camber descents is made easy thanks to the brute force's well-laid-out ergonomics. They also make the machine equally comfortable whether you're sitting in the saddle cruising along or charging hard in the attack position. Sport-tuned suspension complements the rest of the machine. The shocks feel firm while still doing a good job of taking the square-edged hit out of rocks and big roots. They're also up to some airtime, providing a plush landing from a few feet of air. We noticed a tendency for the rear end to kick at high speeds in whoops or big rolling bumps. Adding a bit of preload to the front end and or removing preload from the rear shocks could tame this somewhat and also help reduce its modest front end dive. Suspension travel of 6.7 inches front and 7.5 inches rear, along with 9.4 inches of ground clearance, are all between 1 and 2 inches less than many of the brute force's competitors. While it hurts it on paper, it results in a machine that rolls less in most corners and has far less weight transfer under hard acceleration and braking, adding to its lighter, sporty handling. Separate front and rear brakes offer very good stopping power. The front brakes work well and provide a positive feeling at the lever. The rear sealed disc brake works well, but trades some feeling at the lever for virtually maintenance-free operation. The new wheels look hot, and the tires offer plenty of consistent performance on the slimy, rock-strewn Oregon trails. The standard EPS-equipped unit is available in Scout Green or Super Black for $9,999. The special edition model, with its metallic tungsten gray color scheme and painted plastic, is available for $10,349. A camo version featuring real tree APGHD camouflage is available for a bit more, at $10,399. For 2012, Kawasaki has breathed new life into a proven design. So many details about the brute force have been improved upon, most notably its handling. Despite all of the improvements though, it's still very much the same machine. It doesn't possess the largest displacement engine, but it's much lighter. It's not the smallest, lightest big bore 4x4 on the market either, but it produces a lot more power. If you're sitting on the fence about buying a new ATV, it's time you get off. Life is passing you by, and days of riding and views like this are made possible by machines like the Brute Force 750. For more information on Kawasaki's 2012 Brute Force 750 4x4i with power steering, or their full line of ATVs and side-by-sides, log on to Kawasaki.com.